Oh yeah! On this episode of TFL Bike, we're getting sporty. If you clicked on this video, then there's a good chance you're probably already familiar with the Honda Super Cub. But in the off chance that you're not, since 1958, Honda has been producing the Super Cub all around the world, and in 2017, they managed to produce over 100 million units since its continuous production in '58. That makes this the most mass-produced motor vehicle in the world. So let's see what makes it so special. From the very start, Honda wanted to make a simple bike that could fit in anywhere. And with this design, they managed to do exactly that. Now, over the years, there have also been a couple different variants of the Super Cub, including the Sports Cub and the Honda Trail, which we are all too familiar with. Hey everyone, this is Kase from TFL Bike with our Ride Smarter Tip of the Month, brought to you by Rider Justice. We hope you never get into an accident on your bike, but if you do yourself a favor and stay off social media until your claim is settled and you're back to full health. This is even more important if the accident wasn't your fault. Why? Well, you can be sure the insurance company will scour your social media feeds looking for any evidence they can use to lessen your settlement amount, or worse, not pay you at all. One innocent post from you claiming, "I felt great and I took a walk today," could cost you thousands of dollars. To learn more about how to ride smarter with common sense tips anyone can follow, go to riderjustice.com, the champions of biker rights, on the road, in the courtroom, and now across the country. However, through all of the years, this Super Cub has been the heart of Honda two-wheeled vehicles through it all. Once the bike is running, you get all LED lights, which is great because, well, frankly, old school motorcycle headlights work about as well as fireflies in a jar. So having that heightened visibility is a huge improvement over the old design. As well, you get a more modern gauge cluster that gives you some different information, pretty much everything that's standard, like speedometer, what gear that you're in, your fuel tank, trip meters, just the most basic stuff that you need, but nothing too much. Another electronic item is the seat popper, and well, you're not going to find a whole lot of storage down here because this is where the fuel tank lives. And this takes 1 gallon of fuel, and that might not sound like a ton, but because this has a small engine, it sips on fuel. Honda doesn't publish an official MPG figure, but real-world testing has showed it to be around about 100 miles per gallon. Another classic touch is the semi-automatic 4-speed transmission. This way you still have gears to shift, so it's more engaging than your average scooter, but there's no need for a clutch. In fact, you don't even have a brake lever up here on your left, which means you can ride it one-handed and use all of your controls. And the nice thing is, this shifter setup gives you a couple different options in how you want to shift it. You can either use your toe to click down for each gear and use your heel to click up, or you could tuck your toe under to go up gears like you would on a traditional motorcycle shifter setup. And Alex even said that he was using his toe to upshift by clicking down on the back section of this shifter. Here, let me go full throttle. It just kind of gently accelerates, you know? I mean, it's not meant to be fast. It's 125 cc's, and that makes it very approachable if you're a new rider, especially because, again, it doesn't have a clutch, so it's not hard to go through the gears. And it shifts pretty smooth once you get used to it. You do have to rev match a little bit when you downshift, and you want to let off when you upshift, just like you would do if you were driving something that actually had a clutch. But it doesn't take long at all to get used to that. You can figure that out in a matter of minutes.
Did you know that many YouTubers and influencers get paid when they review stuff? Yep, it's called an affiliate partnership. And basically, every time they review something, they get a little bit of a kickback when you buy it. That's why over the last 10 years at TFL, we have nevered and we will never enter into an affiliate partnership, because we don't believe that we can review something and then get paid when you buy it. That way, when you're watching a TFL review, you'll always know that you're getting an independent review. TFL, independent and honest reviews.
All that new technology might have you worried that this Super Cub has lost some of the charm of its predecessors, but thankfully that is not the case. And if you want proof, look no further than the drum brake in the rear. This bike also has ABS and a disc brake in the front, so you can still stop effectively even in slippery conditions, but that back brake lets you lock it up a little bit and have some fun. In terms of the way that it handles, you know, you can really kind of pitch it over easily, which is nice around town. That way it's really maneuverable, so you can cut tight corners. It's easy to maneuver around a parking lot, anything like that. Ideally, you want to keep this around town. You don't really want to go too far. It's not the kind of vehicle that you're going to take across the country, that's for sure. If you're a slightly bigger person, you might have a little trouble fitting on this. I mean, there's room for your fender, but you end up kind of hunched over a little bit. I'm not a particularly big guy. I'm 5'10" and like 150 pounds, but even still, it feels a little bit like I'm, I don't know, kind of squeezing in to fit on this scooter. With that being said, it is nice to ride, it's quiet and it's smooth, so in that way it is very comfortable, so long as you're on slower roads. This has a top speed of around 55, 60 miles per hour, depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill, so I wouldn't recommend long trips on the highway. Arguably one of the most important things that Honda has maintained with this design is its styling. Of course, there are some modern touches like the LED lighting, but this shape is instantly recognizable as a Super Cub. And you can see it's got these really nice fairings. I like the two tones, these kind of old school looking badges that are on it. Everything about it is really appealing visually, and fit and finish on it is nice. For a bike that comes in at just under $4,000 MSRP, brand new, with a warranty and everything like that, that's not a lot of money to pay for something that really feels pretty well put together. If you're just starting out on two wheels, this might be the perfect vehicle for you because it's easy to get on and off of. It's lightweight, it only weighs 240 pounds, so it's not gonna start falling over and taking you with it. It has a 125cc air-cooled single overhead cam, single cylinder engine. It's the same engine that they use in the Honda Grom and the Honda Monkey, and this one is chain drive. So overall, it's a really simple design, which makes it reliable. This is a pretty cool setup because these are 17-inch wheels, and that's pretty big for a vehicle of this sort. But at the same time, it has skinny little tires, and that's very old school. I kind of want to see if I can pop the front end off the ground. Oh yeah! Chill wheelie. Yeah, the suspension is nice, soft and springy. I think it's got about 3.5 inches of travel, front and back, which is plenty enough. Again, I mean, you're not gonna take this on like a serious high performance ride. If that's what you want to do, then you should just buy something else, because this is for cruising around town. It's for looking good and feeling good. All in all, it's a really fun bike. It's a ton of fun to look at, and even for someone who is into bigger, louder, faster motorcycles, I had a blast messing with this thing, and people just love to watch it go by. Like that old commercial says, you really do meet the nicest people on a Honda. Anyways, that's all for this review. As always, be sure to go back to TFL Bike, TFL Off-Road, TFL Truck, TFL Car, all of our different channels for more news, views, and real-world reviews. We'll see you next time.